Hello and welcome to all of you out there, astrology lovers. This is a video about the new moon. The new moon in Gemini at 9 degrees, approximately 9 degrees of Gemini. The new moon is happening around and about the very end of May, so the 30th of May. And it's, as I said, the sun together with the moon at 9 degrees of Gemini. It's on a fixed star that is called Aldebaran. It's an Arabic word. I hope I pronounce it well. And what this is all about. This video is about the energy of that new moon. And of course, I'm going to have a look very quickly towards the signs. Not quickly, but just very I would say, I hope I can get to the core of it, because I don't want to make those videos too long, because then it, you go all over the place, and especially with the new moon, because there's a core message here with the new moon. And I absolutely love this new moon. That's why I'm making a video of it, because the energy in itself is so unbelievably fresh. So this whole new moon, so every month we have a new moon, and new moons is about endings, new beginnings, blah, blah, blah. But this one is like a double whammy of a new beginning. Not because it is an eclipse, not because it is super, super special, no, but because it's on a fixed star that is called Aldebaran, because that in itself, that is a fixed star around and about 9 degrees of Gemini. And that fixed star in itself states new beginnings, new cycles, freshness. It's a really, you could say, a new direction, a pointing towards a new direction. We all are going to feel that. So in a particular part of our lives, it's time now to go for a new direction. It's time to go for a new cycle. It indirectly means it's time to end an old cycle. So this is a beautiful opportunity. And when you look at the mix of this day around at about the 30th of May, it's not that bad. Yes, of course, the ruler of the you could say the new moon, which is Mercury, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, is in not the best place at all, because it's retrograde. It's in Taurus, which, it's not bad or good. Mercury in Taurus, it just means a slow, taking things in very slowly. Information, I mean. Taking it in slowly, being a bit fixed there. People who've got Mercury in Taurus, they tend to have a bit of a rigid mind, and therefore they are slow learners. But once they learn, they have learned it forever. So it is with Mercury now in that position, but it is retrograding. So it means it's reassessing something. And it also is on another fixed star very close to Caput Algol, which is a fixed star about losing your head. I mean, in the ancient times, literally, but of course, now it's all about, all when you lose your head, right? You're not thinking clearly. And it is Mercury, after all, the planet of thinking and of communication. So, in other words, this is a new beginning for sure in a particular area of your life. But what it requests is a new way, a reassessment of your thinking, a reassessment, a letting go of an old, rigid way of thinking. And that is where the position of Mercury will be. I'm going to have a look at that as well. And even to make it a tiny little bit more dramatic, this Mercury also squares up to Saturn. So it's very close to the nodes, and which is about destiny. It's all fated kind of energy, and it squares up to Saturn. So this is also adding towards the karmic energy. So this is not about losing your head just today. No, it's about some sort of a rigid pattern that's been going on for a long time. If you've been holding on for it for a long time, Taurus, I stick to it. I don't want to let go of it. That's a bit, you could say, the pitfall of the Taurian. They stick to stuff that they have to let go of earlier. But, it is what it is. And with Saturn, it means this is karmic. It means these are patterns that are not from yesterday. These are quite old patterns. So this makes it towards a very beautiful new moon because it shows that you're ready for a new start. If you want to think and introspect the patterns that you're having on a mental level. Now, adding towards this, there is a very beautiful sextile with Mars-Jupiter. Normally, I don't mention sextiles because I don't think this is energy that is, you could say, strong enough. But now with Mars-Jupiter, they are in Aries, they are conjoining with each other, they are fired up, you know, it's all about our actions, Mars. We are confident enough to also take action and to be courageous. And this is supported by this new moon. So the new thing is definitely encouraged as well by actions. And by actions that we might be a little bit afraid of, but we're gonna do them anyway. So this is the flavor. I really, really love it. And of course, this North Node and this Mercury, the position of Mercury, the ruler of the new moon, is all with the North Node. So there's a lot of fate going on during these days, actually. So, but let's have a look at the 12 signs. Aries people. Now, Aries people, this is fantastic for you because this new moon is, as I said, supported by Mars and Jupiter in your sign. So you are going to feel very aligned with the things that you're doing by this new beginning. And this new beginning is in your communication sector. So all of this is key. There's a new beginning when it comes to your third house. Absolutely. Even though this retrograde is going on in your second house, that is the part that you want to restore. So when you're putting all of this together, the key is the new beginnings around your communication, around your relationships with siblings, with people in the neighborhood, with literally neighbors, with also the way that you learn. New beginnings. It's a great time for you to learn something new, a new skill that is pretty basic. You know, it's not about studying philosophy and so on, because that's the 9th house, or going to the university. But it's more, although if you do that, fantastic. But what I'm talking about here is a new seed that you can plant when it comes to how you do your communication, period. That's it. You don't, just remember that. Remember that. All the rest is peanuts, what I'm saying. But remember that you're at the beginning of a new way of communicating, a new way of taking information to you so that you can learn a new skill, or you can just learn how to, on a daily basis, to think. And there is a freshness of it. You absolutely are liking that. Where you need to work hard on, now at the moment, it's your financial situation, and it's your self-worth. Work on that, dear Aries people. Work on your self-worth, work on your value system. Don't make it dependent of other people. Start with from the inwards, and you will be fine. So very nice new moon for you. Taurians, this is of course very important for you, although this new moon is in your second house. So there is the ruler of it is in your sign. Key here is, what is the key for the Taurians? Self-worth. So the new moon is self-worth and money as well. So for some of you, this is going to be more on a financial level. There is a new beginning. There is a new fresh start possible. And it's very much supported. You know, you could say at the background, Mars, Jupiter in the 12th house, it's almost like you have like a good luck and you don't know where it's coming from. But on a deeper level, it has to do with your self-worth. So don't be dependent on others to set your bar of standards. Set your own bar of standards. What is your standard in life? What is important for you, and not for your mom, your dad, your husband, your wife, your children, your friends, whatever. No, you. That is key here, to set your standard. But what to work hard on, it's really making sense for you, Taurians. It's you, working on yourself. So don't try to change others. Don't try to to manipulate them, whatever, not that you're a manipulator, but just don't try to control people out of fear or what else. No, focus on you. Focus on, work on yourself. If you think, yeah, but I never take initiative, take initiative. And go deep, go exploring why you don't want to take initiative. It is because you're not courageous enough, because you can't go with a no. Learn how to deal with that and start with small things. So that's really, really interesting for the Taurians, because it really gives you, with this new beginning and this new start, you are going to feel better about not only yourself, but also your possessions, your surroundings, and also money. You know, money can, there is a change of how you deal with money here. So, very good for you. Geminis, I love this new moon for you. It's all about you. It's all about the new beginning. That, and when this happens, when you have planets around Gemini, by the way, around 9 degrees, wow, this is your new moon. Of course, that's your birthday then, but happy birthday for some of you. But for all the Geminis, this really, really states that there is a new beginning on what every single thing in your life, because the first house is your path. So it's your relationships, it's your work, it's your home, it's your family, it's a lot. And it shows that you have to go very much around, you could say, be very honest about yourself and allow yourself to have this new beginning. Now, what do you need to work on is the 11th house. So revisit your connection with friends. Which ones are giving you value and which ones are not. And you have to be really honest in this. Also your goals, re-establish them. It's the harder you work on your goals and to revisit them and say, yeah, this goal is realistic, this isn't, this is going with me, this is not. You will have a more beautiful new beginning there and a more favored one. What am I saying? This I was saying that the retrograde went on in the 11th house. It's in the 12th house. I wanted to say that the 11th house is where your action is. You know, that is the support of Mars, Jupiter that I was talking about, which is fantastic for you in Aries because it gives you a support. So on the background, what you really need to be careful of is that when you feel that you're a bit in the mist and when you feel that you're a bit out of control because you have strange dreams and you don't know what's happening, to just let that happen and even to write down your dreams because they can give you a lot of clues in your life as well. And certainly with those new beginning, if you're dreaming of for instance, give you a stupid example, maybe, but if you're dreaming about a dog that is biting you, right? A dog represents friends and biting is not so nice, right? And you could think of someone in your neighborhood that might be, you know, what's going on here. It's your unconsciousness that is talking to you. But now you're going to be a bit more open for that, for the unconscious world. But key is here a new beginning for you, which is amazing. I love it. Cancerians, this is all happening behind the scenes. This new moon is in your 12th house. So this new beginning, it has all to do with the invisible world. It has all to do with things behind the scenes. So no one's going to notice except for you that you are like, there is like some little storm going on behind the scenes, and the storm has to do with how you have to let go of old patterns. So there is some old patterns, some old stuff that you've been doing years and years, maybe lifetime after lifetime, that you are ready now. That is the new beginning, that you are ready to release. It's a lot of releasing. And you can, because it's in Gemini, it has to do with your mind. So it's like the negative self-talk, for instance, or the self-talk that you are saying to yourself that totally doesn't make any sense. Let it go, release it. It's a good time for that. What's going to help you is actually being active. work. Work. If you're not working, just be busy. Be busy in the world around you. So that's going to give you that supporting energy that you will need to, in order for you to release a little bit easier what is not so healthy for you. And the Mercury retrograde is in your 11th house of friends and aspirations. So the friends, the goals that you have for your life, revisit them. Really think very deep about it. About your old goals and your new goals. Are they value, or are they the bar that you are putting for yourself when it comes to your goals? Are they too low? Are they too high? What's going on there? The same with friends. If there are some friends that are triggering you, don't run away from them. Ask yourself why. What is happening here? Has it to do with maybe that old pattern of yours that is just saying things to yourself, which is no longer working for you? So it could be positive or negative. It could mean that you have a friend that you're thinking very positive of, and you know, you're getting a bit more realistic here, and they kind of show who they are. But also the other way around, maybe you're a bit too negative about someone, and it's time now to, because it's a fear and of negative self-talk, that you don't allow this beautiful energy into your life here, this newness for you as well. But anyway, it's a lot about releasing your own patterns. So very interesting, but quite a lot happening behind the scenes. Leos, for you it is lovely, because this is happening in your 11th house, this new moon, a new beginning. When it comes to your friendships, when it comes to your goals for the future, that's the key word here. New beginnings when it comes to your ideas for the future. There's more hope for the Leos, or at least some seeds that are planted there. New friendship that you see occurring. New goals that you see occurring that matches you way better than ever. And what is going to support you is your perspective. Your 9th house, where Mars is, traveling, studying, learning, teaching, reading, going to cultural events. All of these things are going to help you. Now, what you need to review, or what is good for you to review, is your work. Or if you're not working, it's the position you have in society. What do you do for society as a whole? What kind of energy do you put out there? And how can you improve that? So that you can have better goals, so that you can have more connections, deeper connections, more real connections, Taurus. And more communicative, like-minded people connections, Gemini. Virgos, this is happening in your 10th house. This is a very important new moon for you. It's in a key area of your life. It's the highest point of your horoscope. For the Virgos, there is a new beginning when it comes to their work, when it comes to their, or a parent, you know, some sort of a new beginning with a parent. If you're not working, this could mean your public life, your social status. Even it could mean a new beginning when it comes to your social status. Maybe you weren't married before. You're gonna get married, or maybe you're gonna get divorced. Right? There is a new beginning, and it's fresh. Whatever it is a fresh new beginning, and it's just a start. Yes, but a new direction can also mean a new direction when it comes to career. There is some new energy here, and what it's gone and it's helped by, you could almost say, on a hidden level, the 8th house. It's your psychological understanding of self that is here, or literally can be money from other people. You can get support from other people, and very active support. You know, it can also mean not only money, but also on an emotional level, also on a level of intimacy. People get you more, and you are working hard on that as well. Or you feel more connected on an intimate level with a special person, and therefore you feel way more encouraged to put yourself out there in the public world. Speaking about the public world, you could be seen very much here, you know, around that time in the public eye because of this new beginning. So if you have to do like, you know, some important communication towards a lot of people, great energy. Librans, this is happening in your 9th house. This is really positive because you are a fellow air sign. Gemini is air, And this is happening in your 9th house. So new beginnings when it comes to how you view the world. So a new beginning, a totally new, fresh, this is the freshest of the fresh, basically. The 9th house, when good stuff is happening there with this new moon, it means, wow, a new, fresh energy. If you've been saying to yourself, this is all dull, my life, and never something new is happening. Well, of course, you can sit and wait, which I would not suggest. But at least do some 9th house stuff. You know, watching this video, it's 9th house stuff. But not only that, go to a cultural event, do some traveling if you can. You could also publish something or start with an idea of I'm going to publish, I'm going to make a YouTube channel, I'm going to do some social media stuff where I can reach lots of people. This is 9th house stuff. I want to study on a high level, you know, just not just study how to learn how to drive. No, that's 3rd house. But studying in a bigger picture, philosophy, astrology, religious matters, law, all these things that connect all the dots. Very interesting for you. And what can help? Who can help you is a person, a very Mars Jupiterian kind of person, very fierce, very fierce, or how do you say that? Feisty, fierce. Anyway, someone who's quite enthusiastic and bubbly, and they can help you and are a bit of a mentor for you almost to see those new openings. Where you need to work hard is a new way of attaching yourself, a more healthy way of attachment towards others, towards other people's values. So whether it is money, whether it is what they think of you, what they think of you in general, you know, there needs to be worked with this Mercury in the 8th house. It's a style that is not good for you, that needs to be, you know, with that Caput Algol there in the 8th house. It's a new way of how you deal with what other people think of you, feel for you, invest in you. And you have to reassess that so that you can be better with a new plan for the future, the 9th house, how you view the world, and that's going to encourage you. Scorpios, this is happening in the 8th house. You're going to love this because normally people would freak out when they have a new moon in their 8th house. You love it. Why? Because you know the results are going to be transformative. When we have a new moon in the 8th house, there could be some sort of a crisis, a little, or, you know, hopefully not a big one, but there could be like something that appears like a crisis. You could say, like, for instance, something that we view as a crisis. What I see as a crisis might not be for you a crisis. You know, when I have plump problems, that's a crisis for me because I can't handle that kind of stuff. Maybe you are a man watching this and you're saying, that's not a big deal. You see what I mean? It's for everyone different, but what, you know, fears that you have, they can be triggered here. But you know that there's a lesson. You know that when something triggers you, and you want to go run, you know that, hey, I have to stay calm here. I can learn from that. I can overcome this. It's that kind of energy that we're seeing here. So through the crises that has to do with life or death, inheritances, tax returns, values of, it's a new way that you value, that others are going to value you. And that others are going to present themselves towards you as well. But also when there is something that you find tricky, the thing is you're going to be helped by your 6th house, which is your work, which is the way how you treat yourself when it comes to your health. So those things are going to help you tremendously. To keep it cool, you could say, but the trigger could come from relationships because there the Mercury is going retrograde on Caput Algol. So relationships is a bit of a trigger, and there is your hard work that needs to be done. You need to review someone. You need to review someone that is very close to you. That and when you're not going to do it, they are going to do it for you to reveal themselves anyway in a way that. You have to be real with this person. So when you are doing that, and of course this has to do with boundaries as well, when the realness and the healthiness of the relationship, if you're trying to sort that out, my goodness me, you're going to have a new beginning there in your 8th house, which is all about psychological strength, mental strength, and which is all about overcoming your own demons and overcoming your own fears, and that makes you so powerful. You are already a powerful person, because you are the person, if you have Scorpio in you, planets there are important, like an ascendant or anything like that, it shows that you can't run away from your shadow. And if you are facing it, that is the transformation. It quite is all on a mental level though, because it's in Gemini. Very interesting. Sagittarians, this is your relationships. There's a totally new beginning. If you have a Sagittarius rising around 9 degrees, wow, boy, this is new. This is a new cycle. Whether you are single or not single, it doesn't matter. There is a new beginning in relationships. At least if you are single, for instance, you could go for a new relationship. If you are in a relationship, you could go for an upgrade, which is a new beginning, or you could go for an ending as well. You know, it all depends on your on the state, on the connection that you are having. And but it will come from that other person, because it's all that energy in the 7th house. So it's not really in your hands, basically, you could say. Keep up with your good habits and with your good routines, because the Mercury Retrograde is going on in your 6th house of health and work. So if you stick to good health, if you stick to good routines, if you shift your routines, if you do things differently at work, because it's better value, it's more efficient, so you don't do more, you just are smarter, right? You don't have to necessarily, people think, oh yeah, I have to work harder, I have to work more hours. No. Smarter, more efficient, all these things. If you're doing that, you will be able to really be as open as you can for this new beginning when it comes to your relationships. So there's definitely things going to be revealed for you, for sure. And the good news is as well, with this Mars Jupiter in your 5th house, woo, your heart is going, the heart chakra is going open there. I mean, this could be a new love story happening for you, and it's going to be so, how would I say, it's going to be spiritual, but also definitely sexual, with Mars Jupiter in Aries in your 5th house. That is very sexual, but it's also very much about optimism and enthusiasm. You know, Jupiter is there, and it wants to brighten up your heart, really, to so actually it's almost working on your boundaries here, you know, in the 6th house, working on healthy boundaries, working on you know, don't do too much in the work, and also for your health, you know, be very economical, don't have a bottle of wine but maybe a glass of wine. You know, these kind of things are very interesting for you. Now the Capricorns, this is happening in your 6th house. So there is a new beginning when it comes to your work. There is a new beginning when it comes to your habits. There is a possibility, all this new fresh energy for a new health regime, right? If you're saying, yeah, when am I gonna start to work out? You want this to proceed, that you can, that it's not going to be, yes, I'm going to start to go to the gym every week, and you're doing it 3-4 times and then you end up doing it once a month. No, this is a new energy. This is a good energy to start with all these things, whether it is something new, and it starts with the logic because it's in Gemini. So really interesting for you. Also a new job. For those of you who have been looking for a new job, this is definitely good energy for a new job. And what's going to help you is being grounded. You know, the 4th house with Mars Jupiter there, be active at home, maybe work at home, but also being active at home. And where you need to be very careful of or rethink is your 5th house, how you do with reality when it considers your hobbies, your children, your the things that you love to do. How can you put them in an energy when it comes to more realness, more you, right? So very interesting for you. Aquarians, this is happening in your 5th house. Wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. Having a new beginning in the heart chakra house. The 5th house, it's a fellow air sign, Gemini. So for those of you who are single, this is fantastic. You could meet a new love, and this new love is going to be witty and very funny as well, and you know, it's almost your heart opens because your mind is triggered, you could say, and this is lovely. It could, for others, it could mean when it comes, maybe you are not single anymore, but you kind of feel more that because of things that you do. And the things that you do on the third house level, which is short trips, which is learning, teaching, you know, all that kind of stuff, communicating, your heart opens. And so in a relationship, it can definitely mean a new beginning as well, for whatever reason it is. You know, there is some changes going on for you, for sure. It could mean also on the home level. So the Mercury retrograde, that's where it's hard for you at the moment with the Mercury retrograde there. So you need to reassess your ancestors. You need to reassess the place that you live. You need to reassess your emotional security, your emotional reactivity as well, to change that in a better way, to do it differently. That is the Mercury retrograde. And the Mercury goes direct around in about the 4th of June. So this is a small pocket of time that you still have time to adjust that. And Pisces, this is also very important, a new beginning at the bottom of your chart. So if you have like 9 degrees, something, a planet, a sun, a moon, and ascended at 9 degrees of Gemini, you will feel this the most. But all Pisceans will feel that at the core of their energy and of their being, there is a new beginning. So it's like a new birth almost. The 4th house is your hidden treasure. It's where you feel emotionally secure. There could be a new beginning there. There could be also a new beginning with a parent. There could be some ending, a new beginning when it comes to a parent, or you detaching yourself mentally a little bit more from a parent, and therefore you entering your new life. It could be the case as well, maybe you're a little bit younger watching this. It could definitely mean you could say, an ending of how you feel towards your parents and how you think about them. Because now you are more, for instance, more an adult, or more an adolescent, or how do you call that? And doing your own thing. But whatever it is, it could also mean a new home, a new place of living, or a new beginning there. But for most of you, it's emotionally. It's a nurture, new ways that you find with nurturing yourself. And this will go with the mind. This will be triggered by the mind. So because of new narratives that you're talking to yourself, you feel more nurtured. And that's a very, very beautiful thing. And what is supporting you is your self-worth. Mars and Jupiter in the 2nd house is good for self-worth. It's good for hustling for the money. It's good for being active and really, really being a little bit pushy even. I know Pisces don't tend to be pushy, although it depends, of course, of other positions of the planets. But you're going to feel that energy, that support that comes to you. And the thing that you need to work on or revisit is the 3rd house. So the way that you communicate, the connection with people around you, your siblings, your neighbors, people from the neighborhood. Also the way that you communicate on a daily basis, the way that you think on a daily basis. There is something that needs to be revisited there. And the better or the more and the harder you work on that, the better it's gonna be. But ultimately, it's like a new emotional support, which is amazing. So this Mercury, so that's it for all the signs. I hope it was helpful. This is a very special new moon, I find, with this double whammy of a new beginning, and with this Mercury going direct around, you could say, the 4th of June. So after that new moon, things will really shift. I wish you all the best with it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.